Hey everybody, Grest here. So today I got a video on this new flashlight, EDC light that I got sent to me from PowerTac. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, so this here is the E9R Gen4 G4 from PowerTac, and PowerTac was nice enough. They reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out one of their flashlights, and I said sure. I hadn't actually heard of the company, so I kind of did a little bit of research on them. It looks like they got some really cool products, really cool flashlights, and I've been running this thing now for a couple of months. I actually took it with me on vacation to Iceland, where it held up great, and I've been EDCing this flashlight for, like I said, a couple months now. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at what it comes with in the box. So it does come in just your basic box here. So this isn't really an unboxing video, but I'll at least show you guys what's in here. So it does come with an instruction manual, and it looks like you got a couple different lanyard options, connection options, as well as a spare O-ring. Now this guy right here is actually a charging cable. So this guy has a battery that can be charged externally without taking out of the flashlight, which is always a pretty cool thing in my book. Also has this lanyard right here, and then also a belt holster. So I haven't been using either one of these. And then this is just a battery protector. All right, so here's a look at the flashlight itself. It does have a very robust belt clip right here. It does have a lanyard attachment here that actually swivels around. That's kind of a nice touch. I don't recall seeing that on any of the other flashlights that I've been using. It's an anodized tube with some nice aggressive knurling on there. So, a matter of fact, if you rub this on your hands, it's very grippy, if that makes sense. It also has some nice edges on the end here for breaking glass. It does seem to be very high quality as far as that's concerned. So it is made in China, for those that are probably wondering about that. It's not my only Chinese made flashlight. And then on the tail cap here, it does have a tail cap. You can either do a full click or you can do a partial click or a momentary on and off. But it does have a side button here for adjusting the intensity. And whatever intensity you leave it on, the next time you use the tail button, it's going to stay at that intensity. So I'll take a comparison of this with some of my other flashlights here in a bit, so you guys can kind of see the beam pattern and kind of see the brightness and all that. So let's get into the specifications on this guy. All right, so again, it is the E9R G4, which is Gen 4, and this is a rechargeable tactical flashlight. 2,550 maximum lumens. It has a simple on and off button, secondary mode button. Also has a direct strobe feature, 5 light modes plus the strobe. It's got a magnetic and micro USB rechargeable. Maximum run time is 1,200 hours. Maximum distance 197 meters. It is impact resistant up to 2 meters. And it is waterproof and submersible with an IPX8 rating. So it can be submerged for 2 meters. It also has a lifetime no hassle warranty, which a lot of companies do not offer that. As far as the LED type, for the geeky guys out there, it does have a Cree XHP50 white LED. The batteries, it does have some options. You do not have to use the rechargeable, but the rechargeable is a high discharge rechargeable lithium ion 18650 battery. So this is the same battery that a lot of other popular flashlights use, or you can pop in 2 of the CR123As. Length 138.6 millimeters, bezel diameter 25.4, and body diameter is 23 millimeters. Weight without the battery is 85 grams. On to the illumination. So it does have a variety of settings. On the Firefly setting, it's 0.64 lumens for 50 days. So that's like a moonlight setting. It has a low, which is 71 lumens, 20.9 hours. On medium, which is 270 lumens, it's 5.7 hours. On high, it's 1135 lumens, 2.11 hours. Turbo mode, which is the highest setting with that whopping 2,550 lumens, it's 2.02 hours, so 2 hours on the maximum setting. And then the strobe is 790 lumens and it'll last 4.81 hours. Now that's with the rechargeable 18650. It's a little different with the two CR123, so it's just slightly less. It looks like the turbo mode will not work. However, you can use the high setting, which is 980 luminance. Okay, so there are some available accessories for this as well. There is a red, green, blue filter cover for the lens here. Okay, so for folks that are using this at nighttime that need a filtration, there's also an offset Picatinny rail mount. Looks like this will work on any sort of 1-inch flashlight holder. And then you also can get a remote pressure switch option, which is also pretty dang cool. So here you can see the magnetic charging adapter, and if you pull this off, you actually have it's like a micro USB connection. So if you just got a cable and you don't have the magnetic charger, you can do that, or you can pop this guy in and use the cable that came with it. So that's a pretty nice feature. Maybe you forgot your cable at home, but you do got a micro charging cable, so you can pop that guy out. So that's something I haven't seen before. So let's take a look at the size comparison between this guy and two other EDC lights that I've been using for quite a while now. So my good old trusty PowerTac from Streamlight, you guys can see, and this guy is freaking beat the hell up. So this is the PowerTac 2LX, and this guy's about, I think on maximum is 500 lumens, so it's not definitely as bright as this, and you can see the difference in size. They're not too awful difference. I think the diameter overall is maybe slightly larger on the E9R, but this guy here, I use a rechargeable 18650 in this guy, and I just rotate them out. So, and it works really good. I've carried this thing for years, so you can see how much wear and tear this thing has on the finish. And this thing takes a licking and keeps on ticking, as they say. So my other light that I've been carrying over the last year is the MCH from Cloud Defensive. This is one of their moonshine versions, so it's got a bunch of different colors going on. And you can also see kind of the comparison in size there. Cloud Defensive is a little bigger around than the Streamlight, but yeah, maybe the bezel is slightly bigger than the PowerTac. I will say that I kind of like the more positive belt clip on this guy. This thing is not falling off unless you want it, whereas with the Streamlight, it's a little more looser. And then of course with the Cloud Defensive, it's just a plastic one. So that kind of worries me a little bit about the Cloud Defensive. So this isn't meant to be a comparison video. We're focusing on the PowerTac, but I just want to show you some of the other things you get. The one thing that I do like on the Streamlight that none of these have is the ability to slip this guy on your hat brim. So a lot of times when I'm out in the field or need my hands free, I can clip this thing on. These other guys don't have that ability. So that's, you know, it's neither here nor there, just something that I've always liked about my Streamlight that these other guys don't have. So pricing wise, between the three of these, the Streamlight's the cheapest. These guys are probably about 60 bucks last time I checked. Maybe you can get them on sale a little less. The Cloud Defensive is on the real high end. It's over $200. This guy here fits right nicely in the middle. So this is a tad over 100 bucks. I think it was like, I think retail is like 129-ish, somewhere around there. So don't quote me exactly. So it's kind of a mid-level offering. You know, both the Streamlight and the PowerTac are made in China, whereas the Cloud Defensive is made here in the US. So, you know, you are paying for, you know, a little more for being US made. Cloud Defensive is one of my favorite lighting companies. But anyway, sometimes people can't afford that, or they don't see the need and spend that kind of money. So these are a couple of cheaper options, and I'll tell you the features that the E9R has over the Streamlight here are pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and do a quick beam comparison between these three, just so you can get an idea of what you're looking at nighttime. All right, so it's always a little bit difficult to get good lighting to transfer over to a video. I'm in my garage, so it's about the best I can do as far as the lighting is concerned. So first here, I'm going to show you the Streamlight. Okay, so the Streamlight here, I mean, it puts out quite a bit of light. It's 500 lumens. It does have a low mode and a high mode, and it does have a strobe feature. So here you can see this is the high mode, and then here's the low mode. And then here is the cloud defensive. So it's got definitely a more defined hotspot than the Streamlight. It is higher lumens, it's over 1,000 lumens. I don't remember the exact spec. So here's the turbo mode and then the normal mode. So very nice light. I've enjoyed carrying this one a lot. I do worry about losing it though, because it did cost a lot of money. So stuff ain't cheap. This wasn't sent to me, neither was the Streamlight. Now here is the PowerTac E9R. Okay, so this is, I think, one of the lower settings. So let me cycle through the different settings. Now, one thing you can notice right off the bat, it is definitely not quite as a defined hotspot, and it does have a good bit of spillover there. But let me cycle through the different levels, and hopefully this translates to camera. So this is they call it Firefly light. So it's basically like a map light. It is very dim. So for me, this is almost not usable unless I'm in the field or something hunting and maybe I need just a super low light. So this is the setting I typically leave it on. This is the second setting. You know, it's a good bit of, it's enough light to see what you need to do. There is the next setting, and then the next two after that. So here you can see this is the maximum lumens, so 2,550 lumens. Man, this thing definitely packs a punch. If you shine this at somebody, that's gonna be pretty crazy. And then here's the strobe mode, which nobody wants the strobe mode. So just to give you a little bit of a comparison between the cloud defensive and the PowerTac. So here's the PowerTac right here, and then here is the cloud defensive. So you can see really the difference. The hotspot is very, very defined on the cloud defensive, whereas it's definitely a wider beam on the PowerTac. Okay, so both good lights. I would say that, yeah, it's maybe a little bluer light. Definitely brighter, more lumens on the PowerTac. You know, that cloud defensive is actually really good. Yeah, so here's the high setting on the cloud defensive. Again, super tight hotspot on there. And then here is the Streamlight. So this is the highest setting, and even that has a much tighter beam pattern hotspot than the PowerTac. Okay, so I appreciate everybody watching today's video on this flashlight from PowerTac. If you have any questions or comments, please put those down below. Check out my link tree in my description box. You can actually head over to PowerTac and get yourself a new EDC flashlight, and also use my discount code, save you a little bit of cash. So anyways, I appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and I will catch you all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.